Hey guys, welcome back for another video. Today we are going to be making a sublimation and epoxy tumbler. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, man. So for those of you who don't know about sublimations, the sublimation is a specific kind of printer with a specific kind of ink and paper, and the ink goes into the paper. You print it backwards in a reflective image, and then there's a specific kind of cup or substrate. These felt things are also, I use them for my car freshies. They accept sublimation. I'm going to be using a tumbler today. I've got these. Anything that's high polyester will accept sublimation ink. These stainless steel tumblers have a coating on them that allow for you to be able to sublimate on them, and the ink actually goes into the material. So we are going to be making this one. It says Cheryl. It's backwards, so you can't read it. One of my friends reached out to me and said her mom needs a tumbler with a person's name on it, and she wants it, and she said real glitzy. So here's the thing. The glitter is what makes an epoxy tumbler just amazing, right? I love working with glitter. I love the epoxy situation, but what I don't love about it is that I can't be as concise with my words. I can't do my designs as well as I'd like. So I just recently did one. Hold on, let me grab it. So I was trying to figure out all my people who order from me, they want like custom intricate designs, right? And you can't, sometimes I'm not very good with vinyl. I mean, I get by with vinyl, but it's not my favorite thing to work with. So I made this one. And it says Honey Bear because that's the name of this person's puppers. And it is a black, what is this? Boston Terrier. And that's his name. And then she loves pink. So I did the sublimation, but then I went over it with epoxy and glitter. And I just think it's stunning. Like, I don't know if the camera picks up on the sparkle, but it is, and there's even, I put finer sparkle on the dog. And so I just thought that was great. So I think I'm going to do the same thing with this process with Cheryl. You'll see when I press this that how alive this comes, but then I'm going to add the epoxy and the glitter and just make it ever so awesome. So right now I've got to clean up my line. I do my settings for my tumblers at 9.6. I believe the tumbler is actually, the standard setting is 9.2. But I do mine for 9.6 because I like a little bit of excess. And then, so 9.2 inches wide and 8.3 inches tall. So that's what we're going for here. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm so like on fire right now for work and design and all the things. I was listening to Ed Milet's podcast driving my puppers to the vet today and on the way home. And I don't know if you know who Ed Milet is. I highly recommend that you check him out. I will link his podcast below. I have read his books, Max Out Your Life, or it's called The Power of One More, actually. I've seen him speak in person. I'm a huge fan. He's amazing. And he's so encouraging and so thoughtful, a fellow Christian. So a lot of our values and ideals align, and I just want to be like him when I grow up. So highly recommend checking into him. But he was speaking, so he does podcasts, and he has a million different speakers, and he, I think he's twice a week at least, his podcast. And so today he had like a mashup so he gave us a topic, and then he had a mashup of speakers who were speaking on that topic. So like of previous interviews that he's done. And the last one just really got me. And I just wanted to speak this into y'all because I feel like, okay, let me go from the beginning. So you know how we have heroes in our lives, right? And a lot of us, like with the craziness of Marvel Comics or DC Comics, and there's like those heroes that would just stand out, and you know, they're obviously fictional and they're obviously like created that way, right? Well, this one gentleman, I can't remember his name, but he was speaking about everyday heroes, and I will look up his name, and he has a book So it's like the Everyday Hero Manifesto. And he was speaking about how we're all heroes. Everybody is a hero in their own life. And we just have to accept that and channel that energy and appreciate that for us, right? So like, I just love being able to lift people up. And I think that's I know that's one of my spiritual gifts is exhortation, which is encouragement. But I just think that when I heard it, I was like, let me just speak that into the video today, because I just feel like there's so many of us that sit in doubt and I can't do because of such a circumstance or this situation, or I'm less than because this person's over here doing it better than me. And there's always going to be people who do it better than us. There's always going to be people who earn more, learn more, do more, make more, create more, whatever. But that doesn't mean that we're less than. That just means we're different. And so like, I just wanted to give a shout out to all the folks who are doing their dangest to try, the single moms, or any mom, but the single moms out there who are in it. They're in the suck, man, because that single mom business, I was a single mom for a lot of years, and I had a great support system, but still a single mom nonetheless. And just all the people out there who think that they're not an everyday hero. So like, the people who stand on the side of the road and work the signs that flip them around, the people who gather the trash, trash persons, the people who answer phone calls at customer support anywhere, the people who work in doctor's offices, the people who work caring for other people, the people who work at the post office, the people who work at the DMVs. I mean, come on. There are a lot of thankless jobs out there, but those people are heroes because they get up every day and they're still doing it, and they're still doing their jobs, and they're making it so we live better lives. Whatever that is, whether we agree with it or not, take the time to like be thankful that those people are there in their job, right? They're doing their position, and they are, heroes. Teachers, thankless jobs sometimes. There's a lot of thankless jobs out there, but that doesn't mean that they're not important. That doesn't mean that, I don't know. We all get hung up on the heroes like it's some otherworldly, only happens in the movies, or only like Martin Luther King, or they were destined to be heroes because they did this, this, and this. And I'm over here just trying to, live a life that is according to God's law and be a better human and love on people. But that doesn't make me a hero. If you're showing up every day in your family and you're modeling good behavior and you're teaching your children values and all of that, like, that is being a hero. I think one of the biggest things too is if you're allowing your children to see you vulnerable and to see you make a mistake or fail and then get back up and do it again, that's a hero to your child. I know that, I'm hoping that my children have seen me do that and they appreciate that, like, nobody's perfect, especially not mom, which I don't think they would think I was perfect. But, when your kids are small, they might think, oh yeah, my mom and dad can do no wrong. But, my kids have seen me fail dozens and dozens of times. And that's good for them. I'm modeling that, failure happens and we learn from failure. We get back up and we move forward, whether it be in relationships or business or just, faith-based, if your faith life, anything like that. So I just wanted to jump on here and just really pour into you guys, all the people in the cash stuffing community and in I have so many communities because I do all the things. But the creative space, there's, creative people, they're creating, yeah, but they're not creating better than you or more than you, or it's just different. We all come with different, our DNA is so different, and our DNA is like, well, I like this, and this looks, I like this idea, and this genre of creation or this kind of art. And you know, it's not better than. I just don't feel like there's a better than when it comes to your creativity. Everybody's got a different eye and a different style. So I just want to love on you guys today, and then hopefully this tumbler will work out, because we are, you know, I'm always trying something different, and I'm just hoping that it'll work out. One of the other things too it's nice about this is that you, with the epoxy, you can cover up a few of your little mistakes. Okay, so I've taped off the edge, really press this down because we don't want to have any shadows here. That doesn't mean it won't happen. I'm very good at the whole shadowing thing. I've done this edge there. I've got a lot of blue at the bottom though, so I don't want it to be, yeah. And then taped off the top, so we're nice and tight there, because a lot of it has to do with temperature, time, and pressure. So for me, I know I've done this, I've set it, it took me years to figure out my exact time. So on my Walla press, it's 350 degrees for 50 seconds, 2 times. So it's 100 seconds. And I always put the seam side down first, because that way I know that when I flip it, I've done it the second time if I get met into some other project. And then we'll put the press on, and it's going now. Tidy up the space. And then after the first 50 seconds, I'm gonna flip it so the seam side is up. And that way I know I've done it my second time. And I do it the same every time so that I don't forget. It's my habit. All right, we're gonna pull that off. Now I can take this off right away. It's super hot. You know, 350 degrees for 100 seconds. It's gonna be really hot. So I'm going to put both gloves on. Take this. Sometimes you could use this to take your aggression out, right? Like, I taped her up really well actually this time, so let's just cut that. Beautiful. Take that off. Sticky. Okay, so you can see that the blue is just way more vibrant than it was on the paper. And I got this nice font for her name, which I like. So I wouldn't be able to do that in vinyl. I'm just not that skilled. There are so many people who have many better skills than I in the vinyl. So there's that, which is really nice. So what I'm gonna do, and my seam is not so bad. So what I'm going to do is now I'm gonna let this cool because I can't do anything with it while it's so hot. And then I'm gonna take it over to my epoxy station, and we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with it there. So I'll meet you over there. The channel, I'm so sorry that I sound muffled, but today we're gonna work on this tumbler.
And it is a custom tumbler that I'm making, and it is for one of my friend's moms who's giving it as a gift. And she requested blue with the lady's name, Cheryl, and glitzy is the word she used, which to me means glitter. So I did sublimation, which we saw in the previous clip. We did the sublimation with her name so that we could make a pretty font. And I did sublimation with a blue background, and then I did a bleach spot, and then I put her name over it. So that looks really cute. So now we're going to do the epoxy portion. And you have to wear a respirator when you're playing with epoxy because you don't want to get sick or, any of those things. So what I'm going to do first, my first layer of epoxy, I'm going to do a little shimmer the whole way around because I just think I want the white to have a shimmer as well. But I'm going to do more blues and glitter in the other portion at some point, but I'm not going to start there. So I'm going to start with the white, some shimmery white sparkle all the way around first. So that's going to be the first layer. So I've already mixed up my Artistry epoxy resin here, and I'm working on more than one tumbler, so that's why there's so much. And I'm just going to pour out some for this tumbler to get a good coverage all the way around. And then I purchased this at Hobby Lobby, this glitter, and it's diamond holographic, so I like that. Ultra fine, I like that. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use that or this is straight white tundra, no holographic. It doesn't have, it shifts a little bit, but nothing crazy. And then I've got the Walmart brand, which I love. I love this glitter. It is also holographic and fine. So I think I'm working on a lot of white tumblers next. An upcoming video is going to be making my coloring book tumblers, which I absolutely love. So I think I'm going to use this crystal diamond, the glitter from Walmart. Do I want it to shift more? I think they're about the same shift. So I think I'm going to use this, and we're just going to pour a little in to here. I want it to be like full coverage with this lighter glitter all the way around. And then we'll add the chunkier glitter, the blues and everything in the next layer. Yeah, that is so pretty. I love it. This just gives an all around shimmer. If you ever, sometimes I'll just do a tumbler that has a really nice decal or sticker, or sometimes I buy furniture decals to put on and use big on my tumblers, and then I just put this light shimmer, this ultra fine glitter of something, any color, but I like to use this sheer crystally colors a lot. So there's that. That's pretty well mixed in, and we're just gonna turn our tumbler on. Let me wipe this off because I have a tendency to not wipe things off, and then it's loaded with epoxy and I can't get it off. And that is going the wrong way for me. Perfect. It's got them on our custom tumbler turner that my husband built for me because he's the best. And I'm just going to spread this glitter and epoxy all over. Already, it looks amazing. Already, the shimmer is crazy. I'm going to get a good coat. I also, after I was done with the sublimation, I spray painted the bottom of this tumbler because I didn't want it to remain white. My sublimation tumblers are white, and I didn't want it to remain white, so I spray painted a blue that would go with the blues and got that taken care of. Let me get all this on here, and then we're going to smooth it all out. Perfect. I have a little bit of a seam. Well, you always have a seam of sorts when you do a sublimation tumbler, but I have a little bit of a seam there. So I'm going to make sure that I mask that a little bit with my darker glitters that'll be coming in the next round. So it's all smooth. Get the bottom here. You can feel the grit because I put so much in. You can feel the grit of this, which is why it's going to need multiple coats anyway. But isn't that so much prettier even already. It's just got the sparkle all over it. I absolutely love it. So let me take this glove off, throw this away. And I'm going to pop all my bubbles with my torch. Just making sure there's no air bubbles. And then that's going to spin for at least 6 to 8 hours and make sure that it's cured. And then I'm going to come back in and add the blues.
Okay, guys, we're back. We've let this completely get solid, cure up for me overnight. So now I'm going to add a layer of epoxy, and then I'm going to use some more different color glitters. So let me get some popsicle sticks and show you how we're going to do this. And again, I'm newer to the whole adding epoxy to my sublimation, so it's a little experiment. Like, that's kind of how I like things. So I've mixed up my epoxy here. I'm going to pour, I've got a few different kinds of glitter over y'all. So in this one, I've got Supernova from the Glitter Grind. And in this one, it's a little darker, but it's fine. And I wanted a little bit of a fine grind. So this is Whiskey River from the Glitter Grind. And as you can tell, I like this one a lot. And then the last one I have is Atlantis. And I think that's from Peachy Olive Glitters, because they come in baggies and I took the label off. And I'm not going to do nearly as much with this darkest color. So then I'm going to take, right now I'm going to put, oops, we're going the wrong way. And I do have some Honeymoon from the Glitter Grind in case I want to add a little bit of white in there. But now I'm going to put this all over, and then we're going to work on the colors. Ooh. I kind of want it to be a little thick because I want it to move a lot. I want the colors to shift around a lot. I'm not going to add a ton of these colors because I don't want it to cover her name, but I do want to have a good layer all the way around. Make sure we get the bottom just enough. Okay, I'm going to leave that over there. I think that should be that. We've got it basically smoothed out, and then as it spins and cures, it'll level itself off. So I take this glove off so I can get a new set and then mix those up. I hate when my hands are all sweaty and sticky and they don't go in the gloves. It's annoying. I'm not a fan. First world problem, right? And then you'll end up tearing them because you get too aggressive and impatient. Just me? No, I don't. It could just be me. Okay, so now we're going to zhuzh this up and get our glitter to come around. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. This is the Supernova, and it's definitely got a shift in there. Perfect. This is the Whiskey River. Wait, no, this is the Atlantis. Wait. Yeah, this is Atlantis. This is the darkest one. So pretty. Love that. And then this is the Whiskey River, I think. So this is the deepest one. Like, it's got more gray tones. It's got a little bit of a silver in there and some green. Again, I'm not going to use a ton. I just want this to dissipate in these swirls as well. Let me wipe this off. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to take some popsicle sticks, and in the darkest portions, I'm going to like drip this glitter. I don't want it to be wherever. Set the glitter in, and like I said, it'll hopefully smooth itself out as it rolls around and dissipate a little bit. And then we're kind of just trying to blur that seam as well, even though it's a seam. It's not a white seam, so I'm not super concerned about it, but this is going to add just like a different flavor because it's not really the same color as anything else, but it's still pretty. And the request was glitzy, so I don't think we can get much more glitzy than this. Okay guys, we are back the next day. So my video cut off. My phone stopped working. I had to upgrade my storage situation. But you saw me adding on the first two darker colors, or actually the first two colors of the glitter. And this is what she looks like now. And I think it is beautiful. I mean, you can't get much more glitzy than this, y'all. And just the way that the glitter sits on top on this, it gives it dimension. So you can see some shadow in the glitter, which is really cool, the layers. So that's awesome. So what we're going to do now is we're going to whip up a small batch of, well, actually, what we're going to do now is I'm going to sand. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to sand this top edge so we get a clean adhesion with the epoxy. And then I'm going to make some epoxy and I'm going to add the final coat. Because right now you can feel the glitter. So we don't want to feel the glitter. So it's just a little rough. So we're going to add the final coat of epoxy and she'll be good to go. It's going to be awesome. Okay guys, so we're back and we're going to just lay this final layer of epoxy on our beautiful tumbler. Then we'll just have to clean it and it'll be on its way. Just want a nice even coat. I think she's stunning. Well, the request was blue and glitzy, and I think we did it. All right, so we'll let her spin for about 8 to 12 hours, and then she'll be ready for cleaning and gift giving. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.